Well, week one is in the books. Now it's time to get going for week two of Ben's Quick Picks. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? It's me, Ben, and welcome to Ben's Quick Picks on my YouTube channel at BenCornet9015. Please give me a like, share, subscribe. Really appreciate that. So, last week was week one. It was quite a week in picks. I thought I did pretty good for my first week. So, before we get to my week two picks, let's show you how I did week one. 11-5. I consider that pretty good for a first week. So let's try and see if I can do better this week. So we're going to start with our week two picks right now. And again, if you're new to the channel and new to this show, I just go over the games for the week. Just straight up picks, no over-unders, point spreads, anything like that. It's just straight up picks. And why don't we get started? So this is week two of the NFL, and before I give you my picks, let me show you who I picked to win this week. And those are my picks, so I'll go over them for everybody here. So we got the Thursday night game. The Buffalo Bills visit the Miami Dolphins. Both teams got a win last week in their debut. Buffalo was down early to Arizona but came back, and then Miami was down to Jacksonville early before they came back and won. So both teams looking to take advantage of their week one wins. This is an interesting game. Thursday night game, home game for Miami. Got some injuries right now, and Buffalo, they looked okay, but I am going to go with Buffalo in this game over Miami. I think it's going to be a good game, a good division game, but Buffalo's had Miami's number, and I think that continues Thursday night. So I got Buffalo over the Dolphins. Now, for the Sunday games, we got the Colts at the Packers, and as we all know, Jordan Love will not be playing this week, maybe out for a little bit. Malik Willis is the quarterback for the Packers right now, and the Colts coming off a tough loss against the Houston Texans. I think the Colts bounce back this week, especially against a Packers team without Jordan Love. I think it'll be a good game, but I got the Colts beating the Packers in Green Bay. The New York Jets at the Tennessee Titans. The Jets coming off a tough Monday night loss to the 49ers. Titans had a big lead against the Bears last week before the Bears came back and won. Both teams are looking to bounce back after the losses. Jets on a short week, though. I actually like Tennessee in this game. I think defensively they're really good, and the Jets not so much. So I'm going to actually go Tennessee over the New York Jets. Now we got the New Orleans Saints at the Dallas Cowboys. This should be a fun game. It should be kind of a high-scoring game. Both offenses are pretty good. But I do like Dallas's defense, and I think they're going to stop the Saints in Dallas. So I like the Cowboys over the Saints. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveled to Detroit for a big showdown against the Lions. Last week we looked very good offensively and defensively as well. Detroit had a big win on Sunday night against the Rams, won it in overtime. However, the Bucs don't have Antoine Winfield Jr., their best defensive player, their safety. This is going to be a very good game, but I got to go with my head here. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to go Lions over the Bucs in this game. And we got the Commanders hosting the New York Football Giants. Both teams coming off tough losses last week, especially the Giants. The Commanders, though, I think right now are a better team, and I think they got the better quarterback. Even though Jaden Daniels is a rookie, Daniel Jones is, let's be honest, he's a sixth-year rookie. So, but I'm going to go Commanders over the Giants in this game. The Seattle Seahawks traveled to the New England Patriots. Patriots with an upset win over the Bengals last week. Seattle had a huge win against the Denver Broncos. And this is an interesting game. Normally West Coast teams go into the East Coast. That's always tough for them. I usually like favoring the East Coast teams, but in this situation, I think Seattle's the better team. Cincinnati had some issues, last week. And Patriots, great defensively, but I think Seattle's a little better offensively, so I'm going to go Seattle over New England in this game. And we got the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders traveled to Baltimore. Raiders lost to the Chargers last week. Meanwhile, the Ravens lost by a foot to the Kansas City Chiefs on opening night. Ravens are going to bounce back and beat the Raiders in Baltimore this week. We got the LA Chargers traveling to Carolina. I got the Chargers. Carolina's just awful. Sorry, they just are. The Cleveland Browns are at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Interesting game here. Both teams coming off tough losses last week, especially Jacksonville had a big lead against Miami. And Cleveland just got annihilated by Dallas. I am going to go with the home team here. I like the Jaguars over the Browns. It's going to be a long season for Cleveland, in my opinion. Jaguars over the Browns. And an interesting, sneaky little game here. The 49ers are at the Vikings. Vikings, huge win over the Giants last week. Sam Darnold had a great game. The 49ers, big win Monday night against the Jets. Minnesota always seems to play San Fran tough. Last year, the Vikings beat the 49ers on Monday night. But I'm going with the Niners here. They're going to get their payback against the Vikings. So give me the 49ers over the Vikings. All right, the afternoon games. We got the LA Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going with the Cardinals in this game. They held tight with the Bills throughout in their first game. Meanwhile, the Rams, tough loss to the Lions, but they also have a lot of injuries, especially their offensive line. Puka Nacua is out, so that's one less weapon Matt Stafford has to throw to. I'm actually going Cardinals over the Rams here. I would consider this my upset pick. All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to the Denver Broncos. Pittsburgh, big win at Atlanta. All field goals in that game. Meanwhile, the Broncos, I had them as an upset pick last week against Seattle. I went back and forth on this one, but I am going to go with the Steelers here. I think it'll be a good game, but Pittsburgh's just a little bit better right now. But Denver's going to get better. Trust me on that. All right, and the Cincinnati Bengals at the Kansas City Chiefs. Bengals got upset by the Patriots last week. Kansas City, big win over the Baltimore Ravens opening night. Too many problems right now for the Bengals. And the Chiefs seem to be on a roll. So I like KC over the Bengals in this game. The Sunday night game, the Chicago Bears at the Houston Texans. I'm going to go with the Texans here. They look very good right now, and they look like a contender in the AFC. Meanwhile, the Bears, great first win, especially for Caleb Williams, but they're going to be overmatched by Houston on both sides of the ball. So give me the Texans over the Bears. And finally, the Monday night game, the Atlanta Falcons travel to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Falcons, tough loss to the Steelers opening day. Meanwhile, the Eagles had a big win over Green Bay in Brazil opening night. I'm going to go Eagles over the Falcons. I think the Eagles are a little bit better team right now. Kirk Cousins just never plays well in prime time and also never plays well against Philadelphia. Philly's the better team, so I'm taking Philly over Atlanta on the Monday night game. So those are my quick picks, my quick explanations on them. One more time, let me show you my week 2 picks, and in the comments section, feel free to what you think. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with some of them? Let me know in the comments section. So one more time, here are my week 2 picks. All right, those are my week 2 picks, and let's see how we do this week. We're 11-5 last week. Let's see if we could do just as good or even better this week. So with that being said, everybody enjoy your week 2, and we will be back here next Wednesday for Ben's Quick Picks. Have a great week 2. Everybody, take care.